Hey, love and peace, this is Ray. How are you? So today I want to talk about how to avoid being consumed into the reality that you do not desire. A lot of times we go through circumstance situations that we do not find pleasing to us, that really make the pits of our stomach feel sick and weak, and we just don't like that feeling. And the problem is that when that starts to occur, we start to allow ourselves to daydream or to fall prey to our own mind, because we'll start to put more and more attention to that. We'll start thinking about it. We'll let like all kinds of scenarios within ourselves or within our minds start to play out. And it's like putting fire or wood on a fire that on a fire that you want to burn out, in other words. So you're putting wood on a fire that you do want to burn out. And the problem with that is that if you keep adding that firewood, that those flames don't go out. They just keep burning and burning to the point they go from being somewhat simmering to totally out of control. And when something's out of control, it just becomes so overwhelming, what happens is that you go from feeling that those feelings in the bottom of your stomach, the pits of your stomach, such as anxiety and nervousness and whatnot, and eventually it'll build up to where it just takes over, and like I said, that flame will just get out of control, and then you start reacting like the scientific terminology is the Neanderthal effect. It's when you are not thinking and all your actions are emotional based. And when you're acting like that, you're totally separate from Source, God, Universe, because Source, God, Universe is basically trusting, unconditional faith, believing. No matter what the outside situation or event may show in this world, the internal world where the true creation is, where the true faith and belief is, that should be rock solid. Okay? It's not, it's something that takes practice. It's not going to happen overnight, but through repetition, synchronicity, you can build that muscle, that mastermind, the mastery of the faculties of your mind that will allow you to better handle or even cancel out those kind of vibrational thoughts. It's such a key factor to be able to address those feelings that start to settle within the pits of your stomach, because that's negative energy, and that negative and the reason why it settles in the pit of your stomach is because that's a lot where of the chi is at. And that's where a lot of that creative energy starts to flow from the lower, from your ground chakra all the way up into to the heart chakra, because when you're creating, you get energy from the root chakra, and then the crown chakra, which is your intent, comes down. They meet within the center, and then they go out through the heart chakra, and they shoot out that energy of creation. You can see a lot of this in some of the drawings. A lot of the drawings from Hinduism and a lot of the Indian tradition, and even Asian tradition, religious images. You see how when the monk or like the Buddha or whatnot is meditating, they'll show that the energy is coming, that the intent from the mind goes down to the heart, and from the ground chakra, the chi comes up. They meet in the center, and that goes out, and it shoots out. That's why you get those people who are able to get connect to their kundalini, to their energy when they're going through a meditation and they're trying to manifest something. They'll start to feel energy flowing through them, and they'll shake like that. And that's because the intent and the lower vibrational frequency, not the lower vibrational, but the intent, which is from the crown chakra, and then the energy from the root chakra comes up, meet in the center, and go and shoot out like a ball of energy shoots out, which is that creation, that desire, that want, or it could be the something that you don't want, because you're constantly doing this whether conscious or subconscious, you're always creating a situation or a circumstance or event in your life based off the vibration that you're vibrating at. But it's not just the vibration that you're vibrating at, it's the energy that you're shooting out. And it's like a consistent, it's like a factory creating this consistent energy shooting out. You're just the source of it. And as the source of it, you can change that by shutting down that negative and converting it over to a positive. You can't shut down the factory because you're always creating, but you can change the frequency or the vibration within yourself that creates the creation from negative into a positive one. Okay? And you know, that's why you see a lot of people who don't consciously create, but they're always happy. They're always creating positive things because they're always choosing love. They're always choosing to be grateful, gratitude. They're always choosing gratitude. But you can use that same knowledge that I just provided you to create consciously. So you're just not being a subconscious creator. You're being a subconscious and conscious creator. You can create what you desire, and because you understand this stuff. Okay, because it's all about, okay, I want to create this reality for myself. I want to create this happiness, this joy. I want to create this kind of love, this kind of feeling, this kind of completion, this kind of fulfillment. And you can put that out there, and just once you put it out there, let it go. You don't have to know how it's gonna happen. You just know it's gonna happen, and then you will create that. Okay. You will create that through the consistency of sending out that vibration. And that's how that works. So, again, as soon as you're going through a situation where you feel that negative vibration or energy sitting in the pit of your stomach, you want to take action right away. A lot of times what people do is that they don't take action. They kind of like shut down, and that what happens is that negative energy, which is stagnant energy, non-creational energy, lower vibrational energy, it wants you to. It's a byproduct. You know, you not really moving or doing anything is a byproduct of that negative energy because it's so strong. It sits in the lower pits of your stomach, 3 inches below the navel, and you're sitting there and you're just like, oh, I don't want this. I don't feel like this. I don't feel happy. This happened to me. Blah blah blah. And what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to change that vibration by moving, because creative energy is a constant, consistent moving energy. And so just get up, go do something that makes you happy. I always say, if you're at home, start in your home is a mess. Just force yourself to start cleaning your house. Put on some powerful music that you love, you enjoy. Put on a TV show that's funny, that you like watching. Force yourself to watch it, even if you're not in a laughing mood. Have both the show, the movie, or the songs that you listen to. Let it be positive songs. Don't let it be like the lower vibrational song, like sad songs. And then just go and start cleanse things. Remove that stagnant energy within the external. And as you do that, that'll also start to clear up, because you're moving and you're clearing out, moving. And that's gonna clear out that negative within yourself. Another quick way is to go help somebody who probably needs help. If you have a friend or a family member who you know is worse off than you, or is in a situation that they need support, get your butt up, go help them. Just be there, talk to them, and try to be uplifting for them. And that's one of the fastest ways to get that stagnant energy getting out of your body. The whole idea, similar to when you're cleaning a room with sage. You want to open up a window and you want to sage the house, okay? And so that energy, that negative energy, has a way of of exiting out. You don't want to sage the house with windows closed, and then that energy just goes from one room to the next room, and so on and so on. You want to sage it out, windows open, get it out, so that you make room. The reason you need to do this so that you make room. You're clearing. When you say clearing, people don't realize that when you're clearing, it's not just clearing the negative energy. You're making room. You're removing the negative to make space, make room for more positive energy. That's what clearing a room is. So the same thing when you have that same internal feeling of that negative lower that lower energy, stagnant energy sitting in the lower area of your stomach, 3 inches below the navel, then you want to be able to, as you're moving, trying to get that energy out, you want to be able to start moving. You want to move. You want to allow a way for this energy to flow out. Another way for those who are a little more mentally strong is, as you breathe in, you can breathe somewhere. Take a drive in the car, and because it's car's movement, right? So you think I'm crazy? The car is movement, right? So you get in that feeling of movement, and so take a drive, open up the windows in your car, let that air come through. I don't care if it's cold outside, let that air come through, that fresh air, so it can flow. And then what you do is, you in your mind, as you breathe in, you say, I breathe in the positive energy, and then you hold it a few seconds. Try to breathe that air to the pits of your stomach. Hold it there, and then you exhale, and as you exhale and you're in your mind again, you say, and I release the negative energy. I inhale the positive energy, and I release the negative energy. I inhale the positive energy, and I release the negative energy. You keep repeating that over and over and over again. Keep breathing in the way I told you. Keep driving the way I was telling you. Keep doing that. You can even have good music that you love and have that thing going on while you're doing this, and just drive and do it, and enjoy the try to get into the breathing and enjoying the moment. And it's gonna be a little bit uneasy in the beginning, but if you continue to do it, you're probably wondering, well, how long do I do that till I feel better? You keep doing it till you're feeling better, because what you're doing is the driving in the car is movement. The breathing is a way to release the negative so it can flow out of you as you're breathing, as you're bringing it to surface. That's why you're breathing deep within the pits of your stomach. That's why you're holding it for a few seconds, and then as you hold it a few seconds, and then you're releasing it, you're exhaling, you're saying, and I release the negative energy. You're bringing that which is stagnant, and as you're breathing in the positive energy, it's going down. It's going like this. And your body is going. It's going as you're breathing in, and it's coming as a circle. Think of it as kind of like a horseshoe, I guess, the best way I can say it. So it's going in, the positive, it's going down, forcing from behind, pushing the negative up as you're exhaling it, and then you command in your mind and say, I release the negative energy. You're saying, I release, okay? It's kind of like I rebuke, I cast out. So I release the negative energy. And then as you expel that negative energy, it's got a way to go out. And it's not staying in your car. It's not being stagnant. Negative energy likes to be stagnant. It's like the skunk smell. It just wants to stay there. It just wants to jump from one person to another. It's just one of those things. That's what negative energy is. It'll jump from one person to the other, and it's you gotta give it a way to get out. As you're expelling it, have a window, fresh air come in, and let that negative energy go out. And then just once you do that, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better quick, and you're gonna expel that. And you may have to do that a few times, because sometimes you may have still a little bit of that tingling feeling in the pits of your stomach, where it's like, it's still, you still have a little bit left. Keep doing it. Keep doing the breathing. Keep doing that stuff. Keep moving. So if you're feeling better, go do something else now. Drive yourself to some place. Go treat yourself right. Go to the park. Become grounded. And you can do that breathing even there in nature, which is even more powerful as you're walking, as you're in the water, because what you're doing is you're grounding. Walk without your shoes. Let your feet touch the ground, so that all that negative energy can be grounded through your physical, out through the root chakra at the bottom of your feet, and out onto Mother Earth. Okay? So that Mother Earth can take that negative energy and convert it into a positive energy. And put that as an intent in your mind, and it will do it. All right? That's one thing we do in Reiki, when we're trying to get a lot of that negative energy, we'll sit somebody down and have them take their shoes off, and we'll hold them by their ankle, and we'll just let the energy just come right out of them and into the ground. And it's so powerful, such a powerful thing. It's like you really notice it. It's like somebody just took all that stuff and just ripped it out of you. It's pretty cool. So these are things that you can do whenever you're feeling that negative, stagnant energy within yourself. Okay? And this is how you keep yourself, or everything that I've explained so far in this video is how you keep yourself from being part of that reality that you don't want to be part of, which is like we stated in the beginning of the video, where you're feeling a certain way, or some negative thing is trying to affect you. The reason why I'm giving you these tips is and explain to you that you don't have to be part of that, is because an outside stimuli cannot affect you unless you allow it to. And the way you allow it to is by reacting to it, and being consistent in that reaction to it is when it grows, and is when it becomes a huger manifestation in your life, or a consistent manifestation in your life. So if something is isn't going on in your life and you don't like it, then change that feeling, that stagnant energy, that negative energy, and just start to vibrate, or start to focus on what you want. Okay? And a lot of people, I use the example of losing weight. A lot of people, they want to lose weight, and they're like, well, I'm already this how many pounds. Maybe I'm super overweight, blah blah blah, super obese, blah blah blah, and it's kind of hard for me, blah blah blah. Well, no, you're saying that it's hard, so therefore it's hard. And if you already know the obvious. You already know that you may be overweight for yourself, not for nobody else. First of all, it has to be for you. Do you feel as though you're overweight compared to what anybody else says? Do you think that you could be more active? Do you want to be more active? Do you want to be more, be able to be more flexible, be able to run, be able to climb, be able to go out into nature? Do you want to be able to do more physical things? If that's something you want, and you feel like at the current physical state that you're at, you can't do that, then say, okay, I love and accept who and what, all and what I am, and yeah, maybe I think I could do better. I know I could do better. And then what you do is you decide what you want to do. I'm going to work towards being in a more comfortable weight group than what I'm currently am right now. And then you start. Once you make that decision, you stick with it. That's a finite decision. Make it a finite decision. Don't make it something that's going to change. Make it a lifestyle. Make it a lifestyle, make it a long-term lifestyle, because for the rest of your lifestyle to be healthy, make it that kind of decision, so that every day you're working at it, and you're not just trying to kill yourself in 3 months or 6 months, and eating these crazy diets, and then you end up a few months after that, when you stop the diets, gaining the weight even more. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that you take care of yourself by doing it for the long term, and that way be a part of your natural lifestyle. Make it a part of your natural lifestyle. Make your health is part of your life, just like breathing is part of your life, or your heartbeat is part of your life. Make it that natural as gravity is part of your life. Whether you believe, you accept it or not, it's always there. It's always in effect. Okay. So let your health always be in effect. Let it be a byproduct of that choice. Okay? And so what you do is, like I said, just once you make that choice, then start making a plan, put a plan out there, start looking at eating right, start looking at things you need to do to align that decision you made, internal decision, with external actions. And then train your mind to, one of the biggest problems why most people don't accomplish anything, especially like losing weight, is because they become procrastinators, and so they're not action-oriented individuals. Start training your mind to take action. One way to do that is you could be anywhere, and let's say you go to the bathroom, and you can use the wall of the bathroom and say, I'm going to do push-ups, and as soon as you think of doing push-ups, just do push-ups. And so train your mind that no matter where you are, do push-ups. Like, I'm driving, and so we have the steering wheel, and we can do some isometrics or calisthenics, which is like muscle resistance. So I could just like turn my elbow inwards. It's hard for you to see, but I could turn my elbows inwards like this, center it within the center of my chest here, and then I can, driving, I can just do a bicep curl. So I'm pulling up on the handle of this bar here, and I'm pulling up, and I'm tight. What's happening is that my biceps are contracting, and you can hold that to exhaustion, so you can't hold it anymore, and then you just let it go, and that's 1 rep, and you keep doing that. And that's a form of Chinese, what they call dynamic strength, and it's like isometrics, calisthenics. It's that same mentality, muscle against muscle, pushing against things, and you can actually build strength like that, muscle and conditioning. So you could be doing it anywhere. You could do stuff like that anywhere. You could go to the bathroom, do a couple of squats right quick, call it a day. And it doesn't have to be much, 2 or 3, 4 or 5, even 1. Whenever, the trick is, whenever you think of, oh, I want to work out, no matter where you're at, do something that corresponds with that idea, that idea in your mind. I want to work out, boom, do it. Right there. Don't matter who we're with. I want to work out. Do it. See what? The more you do that with everything that pops in your head, you start to build an action-oriented mindset. And when you are an action-oriented individual, you develop what we call completion. And completion is so huge in the manifestation process, or I like to say the allowing process, because you're really not manifesting anything new. You're just allowing. By breaking down the walls of disbelief, you're allowing what you choose, what has always been in creation, to come forth. Okay, but it's a huge factor, and that's how you build being a master manifester, by learning to master the art of completion. Okay, which is finishing whatever you think of. So if you do that, you train your mind to always say, oh, you always finish whatever you think, so therefore it must be. So if you're saying that you want this new car, you want to lose this weight, then it must be. So it will conspire to work with you to bring all the positive circumstance, situations, events that vibrate at that frequency of your desire one. As always, Israel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. You have any suggestions for any recordings or whatnot, just let me know. As always, love and peace. Take care.